Stephen King once defined his genre's subject as a form of fear involving the elements of suspense and anticipation, and he thus also conceived the notion of terror as that which appeals to those who enjoy shock and awe content. And of course, we've all heard the infamous quote by H.P. Lovecraft, "The oldest and most powerful emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and most powerful form of fear is fear of the unknown." As you can see, I've gone ahead and drawn my own rough diagram of the human fear spectrum, whose four corners I've chosen to label horror, terror, displacement, and dread. You'll notice the substantial overlap between the third and last categories. We'll come to that in a moment, for just now, covering them in listed order. First and foremost, horror constitutes fear of the unknown, more specifically, the unseen. Drawn from our instinctive evolutionary past, where being wary of unknowable things spying on you from the dark could mean the difference between being home for dinner and being dinner. Next, terror is a state of certain powerlessness against a vastly superior threat. The adrenal surge of being pursued by an unstoppable, inexhaustible, unkillable apex predator that has all of your human strengths of intellect, sometimes in even greater spades than you yourself do, and none of your frailties or weaknesses, physical or psychological.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity, or remorse, or fear, and it absolutely will not stop. Ever.
Third, we have what I've chosen to call displacement, but which Stephen King called revulsion, which in my estimation describes a state of heightened unease or tension concerning an environment or circumstance, usually one familiar but altered, not so profound as to trigger an outright instinct to flee, but not so mild either as to be casually dismissed. In essence, you know something is amiss, but you can't quite put your finger on what that something is. The world around you just feels out of tune with itself, or rather, out of sync with how the observer believes it should be, like you found a glitch in the matrix, and your mind doesn't quite know how to categorize this information, and so you're left in a tremulous state of limbo, caught between the immortal lands of safety and oblivion. Now, it's been said, correctly in my estimation, that humans fear what we don't understand and hate what we can't control. And here we come to what is the real point and initial impetus for this video's creation, that which I believe to be the true and actual center of cosmic horror, dread. Some people may take umbrage with my saying this, as it puts me directly at odds with the genre's creator, but I believe the horror of cosmic horror is not in the unknowability of the eldritch truth, but in our complete and utter powerlessness to make any meaningful use of this knowledge. You see, as a species, our main advantage is our premier intelligence, which, in theory, allows us to adapt to any conceivable problem, that is, any problem we can understand and thence foresee. In all religions, there is a concept that knowledge is power. And as I've stated several times in several videos now, humans revere that which rules them and venerate that which empowers them. Basically, we worship the gods, or on a secular front, nature, and venerate that which purports to level the playing field, magic, miracles, prayer, scientific research, etc. The problem is, the Lovecraftian gods, Cthulhu, Nyarlathotep, Azathoth, etc., when you get right down to it, aren't incomprehensible super beings hatching some vast, omni-dimensional plot. They're hungry animals looking for food, which is very easily understood by mortal men. But the outer gods are so far above men in terms of power, and so far divorced from us in terms of motivation, that even though we can easily comprehend them, we have no hope of being able to stop them from devouring us like we're peanuts. And the only reason they haven't done this already is because we're too small and insignificant for them to notice, or they're trapped in a dimensional void beyond time and space, unable to sustain material form without the aid of blood sacrifices. And our only chance at maintaining the fragile continuity of our existence is to hope and pray that this paradigm never changes. Seeing as how we've put all our evolutionary eggs into the tools and prep time basket, it only makes sense that when this one gimmick fails, when not just our own survival, but that of humanity as a whole is left to the impersonal, immoral, apathetic discretions of fate, our little monkey brains quiver and dive beneath the proverbial covers, clinging to the notion that the very forces of reality itself favor us, or at least can be communicated and/or bargained with. For if that weren't the case, if our entire being was and is merely the product of the gods' contagious dice rolls, then we'd be but helpless passengers on a blind, deaf idiot ship drifting aimlessly through the cosmos, trapped and unable to steer clear of the pointed rocks no matter how clearly visible they were to us. Now, originally, this was supposed to be the next part of my speculative psychology series, but I've been doing a lot of delving into Lovecraft, Conan, and Witcher lore for unrelated reasons recently, and so my mind's been predominantly occupied with the macabre side of the alien creature coin, though I do also have the second part mostly ready, which might be the one I upload concurrently to this one. We'll see. But in any event, you all know the drill. Leave a like and subscribe. Toss a coin into my hat, or consider checking out my books on Amazon if you're a fan of what I do here. And until next time, and all the more presciently for the subject matter, stay safe, stay sane, and don't forget the wise words of Allfather Odin. Moderately wise each man should be, but never too wise, for happiest is he who does not know a great many things. Or, for all you 40K fans out there, blessed is the mind too small for doubt. Peace be upon you.